Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Jacqueline Wilson, Chief Life Navigator, and welcome to the First Thought Podcast. Through our personal experiences and conversations with men and women in business, we seek to learn and discover the many ways we can navigate through life's obstacles. Now that you know the purpose of this podcast, it's now time for our one-on-one session. This is the segment where I provide you, my navigators, with an all-access pass into my life. Well, not all of it. Through sharing my experiences and answering questions, it is my hope that you will leave enlightened and refreshed. Well, coming to Detroit initially, it was a bit unnerving for me because I'd heard about all the negativity about Detroit and the crime rate and the abandoned homes and blighted buildings. But I was up for the challenge. I knew I was going to follow my husband in his presidency here. And quite honestly, I'd never been a first lady. Well, I was on my own little account, but in real life, no, I wasn't a first lady. So this was a totally new experience for me. And I knew that I would probably have to leave my career job as an energy consultant with Schneider Electric. So I did. I resigned, and I came to Detroit wide open and ready to do what I had to do. I knew initially I would probably volunteer, and after 30 years of living in Los Angeles and helping the homeless people there, when I got here, I was at a reception and it was brought to my attention that a medical student was homeless and living in her car. So for me, that was a no-brainer. I knew immediately what I would do here at the university was help homeless students on campus. So I started high, helping individuals go higher. And in a normal day for me, I would say it gets kind of crazy. I try to start my day at 10 with appointments. I have a lovely executive assistant, Pearl Ann Pollard. She actually was one of our board of advisors for the organization, and then she took this important role to help even more. So what we do on a day-to-day basis is run a full-fledged nonprofit with 2 people. We have wonderful staff workers that are interns, volunteers, and student workers that dedicate their time to this program of helping homeless students. So my day starts out usually with a meeting or going over the day's activities and the previous day with my executive assistant. I usually, every morning at 6 a.m., walk Quincy. He's a priority. Whether I want to or not, I have to get up, get out, do what he has to do. In addition to that, I'm there for the president if he needs me to do something, so I try to keep my mornings a little flexible. A lot of times I'll need to go and do regular domestic things like go to the cleaners, go buy groceries, go through things like that because we don't really have weekends off. We work 24/7. And oftentimes in the evening, I have an event or 2 I have to go to. So I try to make it happen. With the program, the main motivation and what we try and do on a daily basis is help students that become in need or in a crisis. And what we try to do is aggressively raise funds on a day-to-day basis. The benefits and drawbacks of running an organization like this and being the first lady. And I forgot to mention, we were right in the middle of our capital campaign, so I was a key fundraiser in helping raise money. So we did reach our $750 million goal early, actually, and we're having a big party October 26th, so save the date. The benefits of this role, I would say, being able to give back, it totally touches my heart on a day-to-day basis to know that maybe it's $500 or $1,000 that helped a student graduate and ultimately they'll become an alum at the university. That makes me proud. The drawbacks is simply that I have 3 jobs here, and I know that I can't do one 100%. I have to split it up. So I'm okay with that. I have great people working with me and I appreciate their commitment. Well, I wanted to give a little bit of feedback to other women and people that might be in the same position that I am. I am a part of the APLU Presidential Wives, Spouses, and Partners. It's an organization for university presidents and their spouses. It allows us to get together on retreats. We talk about how not to get our husbands fired. We also focus on what we can do as first ladies or first gentlemen to just give back to the university and stay out of the newspaper. Just on an honest note, I think that it's important that you make time, something similar to a date night, where you make your partner commit to a time, even if you have to go as far as having his executive assistant pencil or pin you in on the calendar. It's really that serious with us. So I told my husband, I said, the only way that I'm going to stay in Detroit and be committed to Wayne State is if we have date nights. So we do. So we make time for each other. We'll usually always have dinner together or at an event. I attend most events with the university. So if we're not going to an event and we don't have a meeting or something to attend, we have dinner together. We actually cook together, we eat together, and Quincy's right there getting his little doggy treats, and we'll watch a movie. So I think it's very important to have a balanced life, whether you're professional or personal. I think if you're a mother with children and you stay home, it's still important to have date night because being a mom is a job. And my take on a couple of other things, it was brought to my attention a question on how do you succeed as a woman? Well, times have changed, and I think that women play an important role now more than ever. I think we always did, but I think our common sense and basic street knowledge is more valued now than before. I think that women should be in high profile positions. I think that they should be in leadership positions, and I think that they should be moms. I don't think that there's anything that a woman cannot do. So I'm very proud of the successful women that have come before me. I'm proud of the first ladies of the United States, all of them. And I wish that women that have a role similar to me as a first lady of a university take that role very seriously. You have a part to play. And young women coming up are watching you, and they want someone to mentor and admire. So be that person for them. Hey, navigators, it's time for the beauty tip of the week. By the way, I may have forgotten to tell you, I also have a cosmetic line and run a clothing business. Okay, who knew? In this segment, we will dive into basics of prepping the face before applying foundation. So, ladies, I am guilty of this even as of last night. I did not wash my face and take my makeup off. So what I'm saying is make sure that you clean your face every night and every morning. Ideally, you want to start off with a nice cleanser, preferably one that's natural that won't break out or cause sensitive reactions to your skin. I also suggest that you do a toner every day, morning and evening, and a moisturizer. I'm not big on a whole lot of other serums, but I do use a neck cream because as we age, that neck is the first to go. So you want to make sure you protect your neck and your eyes and also your hand. So that's our beauty tip for the week. Before we end the inaugural episode of the First Thought podcast, I would like to leave you with some gems to get through the rest of your week. As the founding director of a leading nonprofit organization, I've learned a lot of lessons that have kept me motivated despite my busy schedule. One particular lesson that sticks out to me is that you have to want to help yourself before you can help others. In order for me to support many students who are precariously housed, I must first help myself by making sure that I am taking care of Jacqueline. So when it's time to work, I'm giving nothing but my best effort. Even when things are rough, keep in mind that someone else in the world has it worse than you. So it serves to be grateful and keep pushing. Ladies and gents, that's all I have for you today. But I thank you so much for tuning in to the very first podcast of the First Thought. Please rate this podcast positively, of course. And don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you would like to submit questions for me to answer on the show, please contact me via jacquelinewilson@wayne.edu. Thank you so much for listening.